The tip of her nose touches mine. She hums thoughtfully, and I feel her head tilting, like she's preparing for a kiss.
Did she bring me here to touch my sweet bits, ma'am? I'm an innocent woman. How dare you? As I unbutton my blouse. Hello, and welcome to the Witch's Berceuse, or lullaby. Berceuse, I think, means lullaby. Had to look it up because curiosity. And so I found that out, and I learned something new today. You learned something new from Voyia. If you're new here, hi, I'm Voyia. I play a variety of games. If you ever want me to play something, please don't hesitate to ask. There is voice acting in this game. It has been a rare case where I have found games that have voice acting in it, which isn't a problem. And some of them, the voice acting could use a little work, but I understand that there are people who get on itch.io that try to break out into voice acting. So they do, smaller projects to work their way up to bigger projects. So I don't be like, oh brother, this person sucks, because you never know what a person's going through or what they had to do to get into that character, to get into this. So I don't give people, crap for that. However, I see that it's less and less lately, and maybe it's just because of the games that I have been finding, because again, everybody's just been like, hey, play 14 Days with You, play A Date with Death, play this, play that. And they're usually dating sims, so people just keep asking me to play a bunch of dating sims. So I have to go out and look for these games. But let's get started. I really hope that you hit the like button, subscribe, and again, I try to be as oblivious as possible when I jump into games like this. I just know that there's voice acting. So I had to start it over really quick just because the simple fact is that it froze for some reason, and I don't know why, what happened. So I'm just trying to make sure everything is okay. And then make sure it's still working.
Victoria isn't the name she was born with, but the name she seized at sword point.
Okay.
She was only a girl of 6 when she brandished her mother's rapier in Sunday school and demanded the name. It was prettier than hers, and no one is allowed to have anything prettier than hers.
Well, I mean, it's just the name Victoria. I don't think Victoria is a very pretty name. As a matter of fact, you name one Victoria in your life right now. I don't think you could name any.
The former Victoria was stripped of her sundress, for that was prettier as well, and left to recite poetry in underclothes and tears.
Oh no! Terrible people!
It was not an exchange. The divested child was not given Victoria's own dress, nor her birth name, which I daren't speak.
Oh, okay. So she was shunned, cast out. Okay, got it.
Victoria's never taken a life, not for lack of willing, but for lack of cause. In her 19 years, whether by weakness or worship of the nobility, none have resisted her whims.
I don't like this.
There once circulated a rumor of a twin eaten in utero, dubbed Victor. They said he whispered violence in her ears, dragooned her primal pursuits. I remember the eerily quiet rage in Victoria's voice when she first heard the story. For a moment, I thought she'd found that cause. Yet before dealing with the font of the gossip, a phenomenon sprung forth, frightened subservience like never before. In the end, she fed the tale and cackled the way home to her manor.
They pushed her into being a monster, so can't really say much about that. They pushed her into being a monster. Like, I want to be like, oh, that was so terrible. And I am the type of person that believe in, you don't do evil to evil. You find better ways to get past it. You ignore that person, you block that person, you remove that person from your life some way, somehow. But I am not the type of person that does evil to evil. If you do me wrong, I'm going to be like, bet, okay, you're out of my life now. Cool. I'm glad you did me wrong. Steal from me, try to fight me, or some crazy stuff. Like whatever crazy thing that people do to other people. I'm not an evil person, so I don't know what evil people do. But when you're an evil person and you do something bad to somebody, you know that you're actively doing something to either hurt somebody, frustrate somebody, or something. You're being a narcissist or whatever. Like, it's understandable why certain people snap. When I hear that certain people snap, it's just like understandable.
Being thought a stringed puppet was a small price for absolute vassalage.
Okay, so I had to go and restart this. I don't know what happened, but I had to restart it because it kept messing up. And it seems like it's been working. I left it on sitting for like 5 minutes because I had to go do something downstairs. Came back and it was working. So let's continue. Oh, who are you?
That was the mistake of the hunted witches. They dangled from the fringes of society like rotting apples ripe for archers. Lady Victoria walks amongst her subjects, flaunts her superiority, and compels them to idolatry.
Okay.
There will be no torchlit mutiny, no patchwork uprising stitched in secret, for there are no secrets with Victoria.
Ah, okay.
She appears before you when you're at your lowest, confides her darkest tales and most shameful fantasies. After wresting the same from you, she embraces with piercing nails and jewels.
Oh yeah, no, you can keep your piercing nails and jewels, Lady Victoria. And if you're a terrible person and your name is Victoria, ew, get off my channel. Unless you've redeemed yourself and you've done good things and you're trying to get on a better path, then you stay, okay? Voyia's gonna teach you some life lessons, okay? We're both V's, so, you know, V's and B's stick together.
She reclaims the trust lost in her, downpouring, then drying up her love, playing your emotions like a piano roll.
I mean, you could just say she's a monster, and I would be like, understandable. I'm sorry, that's a bus.
And once she's wormed into your mind, not a moment stand you without her presence at your back. Wasp yellow hair cocooning your shoulders, lilac perfume fluttering like pheromones.
Oh God.
You've become a member of her hive, showing just enough sweetness to stay your wings whenever you should think of leaving.
Oh no. So she's just, oh goodness, sorry. I looked at my phone for a second because my phone was like vibrating and I was trying to figure out what's happening, who's doing what, and how can I make you go away right now. But it was just my mom calling. It's fine. Anyways, this Victoria lady, she sounds like she will be thy death of us if she finds us, unless, you know, we are this person and she's already found us. I don't know.
No, none can keep a secret from her. None but me.
None but me, okay? Okay.
Her beauty I ever wonder at. Oft it is spoken, even sang of. They say she is not a countess, but a goddess, inhumanly beautiful. To some, unsettlingly so. But I have never borne sight of her.
I don't know if I should turn off the auto.
Glimpses from beneath my blindfold. For there is one thing of remark to me that surpasses Victoria's own. My eyes.
Oh. So you have really pretty eyes. Okay. Nothing wrong with that at all.
I inherited them from my father, a parting gift. He was a briefly gallant man with bewitching eyes who swept my mother into a romantic whirlwind, only to discard her once he found his fancies gratified.
Oh, so he was a playboy. Ew, playboys aren't allowed on this channel unless, like I said before, if you're in a relationship and you're in a poly relationship or an open relationship or anything like that where you're inviting other people into your relationship and you guys have a mutual understanding, then it is okay to have multiple partners. It is okay. You guys have come to that decision. That is y'all thing. That's what y'all do. However, it should never be one-sided. No one should be disrespecting anybody or doing anything crazy. So the fact that there are dudes out there like that to this day, This is probably the 1800s, and it's to this day there's still grimy dudes out there, but not all of them. There are some great guys out here. Heck, some of them are on my channel. If you are male and you watch my channel, don't be shy. Say hello and let the young ladies know that y'all are good people on this channel. Because if you're here and I find out you're a dirty, grimy dude that try to be a playboy, ew, we will ignore you. We will ignore you and never speak to you again.
One day we fled to this village, Mother and I, from a barony that traded in women's bodies, and only after Mother scraped the depths of her purse, left without a coin to furnish another new beginning, did we learn of Victoria's penchant to requisition the beautiful.
And by we, I mean the she, hers, the they, thems, all that stuff. Like, we will all, and the good boys, we're going to pull the good boys away from y'all because you guys are going to corrupt them. And you're like, no, don't go over there. We don't talk to them.
With all haste, Mother drew a length of black silk around my eyes, for fear that, were they ever to meet Victoria's, she would claw them out and dip them in bronze.
So not only are you a terrible person, but you're a jealous girl too? Ew, pah. She's probably a pick-me.
And so it is, I found myself pretending blindness this decade past, only free to drink the light in privacy.
Because you guys will see some jump skips, it's probably just me saving because the game did act up a little bit, so I'm just saving as I go. Uh-oh.
Yet, I shiver at the thought that even this ruse, the last bastion of secrecy, is soon to crumble. For this morn, I found on my doorstep a letter sealed with a V in purple wax.
Not good, not good, not good. V might have found her, Victoria.
An invitation to Violet Hill Manor, Victoria's private residence.
No, she found us. The next morning,
I crescendo the long stone stairway of Violet Hill at first light, tangled greenery encroaching from either side of the path.
Let me save real quick. Well, look at you. Aren't you adorable? Very, 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 very pretty. I do apologize with the noise, you guys. The best thing I can do right now is just turn my mic down a little bit. But there is like, I don't know what's going on outside. It is going crazy. Insane.
I want to shed the blindfold and walk faster, to run before the plants overgrow and bury the path and me along with it. But she's watching, I know. I imagine Victoria's golden hair frosted behind a window in a tower, pressing fingertips to the glass through elbow-length gloves. I'm told she wears the finest dresses, bespoke garments sewn in compliment of her visage. Her favourite is said to be a draping midnight gown with princess sleeves, like a costume out of an opera.
Well, she likes to be fancy. There's nothing wrong with that. I am turning it up a little bit. I feel like y'all could, y'all really can't hear it. I don't know why. I get paranoid with the sound.
I've always dreamt of owning such finery for myself, of escaping my impoverished trappings and twirling in extravagance at high society balls, nothing to obscure my sight.
Ma'am, you can twirl in extravagance, high society balls anywhere. You just gotta find them. Oh, you're talking about dances. Oh, I'm sorry. Carry on, sorry.
I force myself to climb one step at a time, mask tight over my eyes, feeling for the next landing with my toes. Before I crossed the wooden footbridge and donned the silk, I saw the sky, and I see it now in glowing bursts, burying into the blackness. It's yellow and orange and pink, as if filled with tropical birds, their plumes floating down as they circle the forest that's trying to swallow me. They roost at my side, silent out of respect, prematurely mourning.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that car is here. 1 second. Okay, it's gone.
A part of me regrets the decision to obey the summons with every footfall. I nearly threw the letter in the fire to be kindling for stew. Thought, if ever Victoria asked about it, I could simply deny receiving such a thing, foist the blame on our postman. But that might have cost him his job, or his head, and I didn't want that. He was such a dear, sweet man.
I'm gonna assume the latter. That's all I'm gonna say.
Besides, if the invitation was insisted upon and not a passing lunacy, then there would be no escape, for to deny her is forfeiture of one's life. I try scaling another step, but my right foot sinks level with my left. The stairs ran out.
Uh-oh.
My outstretched palm searches for a door knocker and grabs a paradox, both warm and smooth, and cold and geometric.
Okay.
I'm clasping a woman's décolletage, fit with a large jewel, likely expensive enough to purchase my home and the people within.
Okay. I don't think you should say that back in the day. Ew. You're Victoria? Please don't tell me this is Victoria. They haven't showed a name yet.
My cheeks burn, and I snatch my insolent hand away. Please forgive me, Lady Victoria. It was an honest mistake. I swear to the heavens, and one that will never repeat. Despite my apologies, her laughter remains, echoing and frightening away the birds. It's not malicious, though, at least not for this moment in time. It's laughter that makes a performance of how splendidly thick we are, but insinuates she might plunge a dagger into my heart once we're someplace more private.
Can we fight her? Camilla, you don't have to do anything. We'll fight Victoria for you.
Welcome to Violet Hill. Please, won't you come inside?
I cease apologies and stand up straight, then search for footing in preparation to shadow her, but she takes one of my hands in hers, gloved, as I imagined, and leads me through the threshold.
She's trying to be nice to us? I hope she is trying to be nice.
It's hotter than I expected.
Okay.
I hear a fireplace crackling somewhere, feel its wafting flames breathe on my exposed neck, knuckles and ankles, like they want to weld my joints together, fashion me into a doll to be hung with the rest of her collection.
Disgusting. I don't know what it is. Like, she's making my booty cheeks itch. Ugh.
I gingerly step forward, and my shoes settle into plush carpet while the front door rasps shut.
That scared me. I don't know why the door scared me.
Shrieks and leathery flapping erupt, bats roused from rest. If only I could find my way like them, listen to my own screams echoing off the walls, then maybe it wouldn't matter if my eyes were discovered. Victoria guides me further inside. I find it strange the Countess answered her own door and is now taking her own guest.
It sounds like to me that Victoria might be in a little financial trouble. I won't assume, but it just sounds like that to me.
Is your retainer out?
I do not permit servants to enter my manor. Since the death of the former Count and Countess, I lived here alone.
Oh. Okay.
Fright twists up my leg like vines slithering in from the forest. Why ever would a countess bar her own help? Are there secrets buried on the grounds so grave even her retainer can't know?
Great question to ask. So I have thoughts of many things, of many reasons why. As you can see, her eyes are glowing red. She looks very pompous, of course. Uppity, if you want to use that word. It's a lot happening right now, and it's so weird that I'm just getting vampire vibes from her. Am I the only one that getting vampire vibes from Victoria? Is it just me?
I recall in stark detail murmurings after the death of Victoria's parents, of nightshade and wine. I feel ghastly for even thinking it. How lonely her existence must be, losing her only relation so young and sequestering inside this dark Gothic mausoleum of a manor. This manor that, concerning the village, she has opened to I, and I alone.
So she just invited you. Okay, so there, hold on, let me set up real quick. So she didn't invite anybody else here. It's just me. Cool. All right. I'm not nervous at all. You're nervous.
She might have entertained government officials and foreign nobles in respect of her obligations as Countess, but whatever her reasons, no others has she bestowed this honor, and for me to spin that a black mark on her character is simply churlish. And more than that, this sensation of being chosen, granted membership to an exclusive coterie, is something that I haven't felt once in the span of my life. Special. I quite like it. I stop, reminding myself that it is a fool's paradise. I must cast away from it and anchor myself firmly on the ground. I mustn't lose sight of my principles because I'm paid regard by a beauty. I mustn't forget my suspicions, wanting though I may be for evidence, and I mustn't forget what kind of person she is.
Not forgetting. I'm not forgetting. I promise I'm not forgetting. It's just, maybe she needs help. Maybe she threaded the needle a little too, or what is it? She treaded water, whatever, thread the needle. She's standing too close to danger. But I want to know what it is. Like, I am oh so curious.
Reviled by those beneath her, yet demanding of their devotion. That side of her has yet to show itself, but it's beneath the surface, waiting to strike. We ascend the main staircase, gliding our hands along opposite banisters, and a layer of dust soils my fingers. Any lingering doubts that servants weren't allowed entry are laid to rest.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the button. I was finna save. It's okay.
As I swipe up the dust, I mildly worry she may chop off my hands in the town square for thievery. If not for taking her dust, then for taking her air in my lungs.
Could it be that people might have spread rumors about the Countess, the Miss Veronica here? It is a possibility that a lot of people just spread a bunch of rumors about her, and she's not as bad as we think she is. And maybe she's looking for a friend, and she's looking for someone who's reasonable enough to listen to that. I hope that's how this story goes, because she is very beautiful, but if you're ugly on the inside, you're ugly on the outside too.
Once, when we were in Sunday school, the last year before she left for private tutelage, a boy dipped his pen in her inkwell without asking. She was the only 10-year-old with nails sharp enough to carve wood, and her slap knocked him to the floor and left him with a scar that stamps his cheekbone to this day.
No stealing? But I'm not trying to stand up for her. And 10-year-olds do a lot of dumb stuff. Sorry if you hear me rubbing my ear. My ear has been hurting and it's kind of swollen. I don't know what happened. I woke up with this gigantic knot on my ear, and a knot on my earlobe as well. And anyways, y'all don't want to hear about that. We're here for the Countess, Veronica and Camilla. So it is strong possibility that people just don't know Veronica, and especially now she's been living in the house by herself for this long. I don't think anybody really understands Veronica, but to slap a child and hurt them like that, it's not looking too good for you, Miss Veronica.
I wonder what would happen were I to caper a duel. Would death be enough? Or would she follow me to the afterlife, heat a poker in the flames, and brand her image into my skin? The stairs run out again. My hand skips from banister to stone, a statue. I trace it over claws, bent knees, a wing, before she takes me away. The walls are wooden, chiseling intricate pictures beneath my palms. I can't make out the scene from mere glimpses, but I'm certain I feel a relief of a sword.
Uh-oh.
Aren't you going to ask where I'm taking you?
No. The
Okay.
insinuation of a dagger to the heart sounds more like a promise this time.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like this, I'm sorry if y'all hear my stomach growling. I don't know why I all of a sudden I hit the record button and now I'm hungry. Don't ask. I don't understand. But again, my gut's telling me, and maybe it's just because I'm hungry, that I feel no malice from Veronica, and I could be wrong. I am not 100% right all the time. No one is. And so I could be wrong, but I feel no malice from her. Like, I don't think she's out to get me. Like, she's not giving that. She's giving trickery. She's giving playful. She's giving concern. Like, I need help type of concern. But, and she's giving vampire, but she is not giving malice, like, at all. Like, it's not coming from her.
A light enters the space, bright and warm. We whisk past it, and I bump into the source, a tableside lamp.
And also, this is not me pooping on the writer. She could be an evil character, and she's supposed to be evil or whatever. And still, I try to go into these games kind of blind or whatever. But the thing is that if you were trying to write her evil and she didn't come off evil to me, it doesn't mean she didn't come off to evil to everybody else. Because a lot of people are probably like, yeah, she's a terrible person. But she doesn't come off as evil to me. She comes off as like a trickster.
I steady the wobbling brass in a panic, narrowly preventing a crash as my leash runs short and I'm tugged out of reach.
I don't like the dark, but I think that's all my
door
character can see.
creaks open, and Victoria's body presses to mine as she leans past to close it. She releases my hand, footsteps wandering into the room. I grope around, but only connect with a draft. There's an open window, a ripple of cold air flapping curtains. Lilac perfume hangs thick in the air. It chokes me, and I can taste it on my tongue. I'm almost certain this is her bedroom. I anticipated an interview over a roast, wine in my belly, the meat's carving knife at my neck, her trying to make me slip up and expose the hoax.
Oh my
She would
goodness.
remove my blindfold, force me to open my eyes, and wave a severed head in front of me. I would be unable to hide a disgusted reaction, and the pendular head would solemnly watch my screams, while Victoria cackled. "I've found you out." Lady Victoria?
It's time to start asking questions.
There's a soft thump and the shrieking whistle of someone playing with fabric.
Something on your mind?
Not that I don't appreciate the invitation, my lady, but may I ask, what do you desire from me?
I think, again, I really feel like she's in trouble more than she's a bad person.
2 more thumps, a patting.
Come, sit.
I drift toward the lyrical voice, steadying myself with a bedpost and ducking into a seat at the edge of her mattress, a velvet bed curtain sweeping over me.
I don't know if y'all can heard that, but I just popped my finger across the... Y'all can hear that. I popped my finger and it hurt.
Her presence bears down like a royal scepter digging into my skull, trying to wrangle me to the ground, into submission.
Okay.
What sweet pain it would be to kneel before a mightier woman, bend to natural order like a house pet, simplify life and structure, in exchange for obedience.
Well, you won't have to do that to me, Veronica. Victoria, I keep almost wanting to call this girl Veronica. Victoria, because let me tell you, I'm a very obedient girl. So, you don't have to do all of that. No, not even the girls. Okay, all right, I'll calm down.
I straighten my spine, hold my chin up, and unfurl my fists on the blanket. That slight movement brushes our hands together, and I feel the scepter again.
Does Veronica have a scepter, or does she... Is this talking about something else? Like, is she have that like an actual scepter, or is it a scepter?
She entwines our pinkies, lifts our knuckles to my jaw, and turns my face toward her. The lilacs in the room smell withered and musty, but from her pulse points they bloom fresh and intoxicating. She inches closer. Her breath is warm on my face. I think at the smoke from my apprehension burning away.
Is she about to kiss me?
What do you believe I desire?
A friend?
To take my eyes, to bleed me out from the sockets and perform experiments on my cadaver. Or perhaps companionship. I'm the only girl your age left in the village, aren't I? And Violet Hill is a big place, or so I'm told. Without even your retainer here, it must get rather... The tip of her nose touches mine. She hums thoughtfully, and I feel her head tilting, like she's preparing for a kiss.
Did she bring me here to touch my sweet bits, ma'am? I'm an innocent woman. How dare you? As I unbutton my blouse.
She unlocks our fingers and stands from the bed, and her footsteps wander from me again. I hear the drawn-out wooden scraping of a drawer, a metallic ringing, and then the sharp clap of the drawer shutting.
Did she... oh my goodness. Like, I am like, what is she about to do? What does she want? But maybe, again, patience... Whatever the saying is, y'all finish the patience saying.
I tense, inadvertently holding my breath. A knife? A silver spoon to scoop out my...
Relax. It's only a hand mirror.
Okay.
I do relax, as if it were an order, but only for a moment. She procures another mystery artifact from a drawer, and the wispy scratching of hairbrushing follows.
Is she brushing her own hair, or is she brushing my hair?
I want to be perfect. This'll be your first time, won't it?
Oh. She does want to touch my sweet bits. Ma'am, I told you before that I am innocent. Don't you dare, unbuttoning my pants, pulling them down. Don't you dare come over here and takes off my shoes. Talk to me this way. Fully take off the blouse. Y'all know what y'all came here for. Just shh.
I flush, touching the back of my neck, tracing beading sweat and fraying hairs winding their way into my bun. She can't possibly be suggesting... I suppose we are of that age, but this is quite sudden. I haven't even read the literature. Not that I've chanced on any literature about such workings. I'm not even sure it's been printed.
Look at her blushing, Camilla. She is turning red in the face.
Right now, I'm not sure of anything beyond these walls.
I mean, understandable, because I'm just as confused. I thought companionship, like friendship, but she's looking for a companionship. She needs you to scoot in that bed and hike up that dress a little bit and go ahead and squat over her. I'm sorry. Look, the visual novel guys bleeds into certain visual novels like this. I'm sorry.
My first time?
Yes.
She strides back across the room and her familiar, delicate weight sinks in beside me.
Your first time seeing me.
Okay.
The hairs on my arm raise. I'm suddenly aware of the cold wind blowing in, prickling goosebumps on my skin. Out of sight, my eyes widen.
Oh no. Veronica knows that you have eyes and she knows that they're pretty and she's gonna scoop them out.
Victoria reaches behind my head, thin wrists at the nape of my neck, as if she might unclasp a locket or unlace a dress. But rather, she's untying the blindfold.
Oh no.
Just as it falls away, I squeeze my eyes shut, their corners wrinkling like my mouth. She intertwines our hands and lifts them up again, but there's a weight between them now. An engraved metal hilt with round bumps, perhaps inlaid gems. I refuse to move, refuse to look, like we're school children once more, and if I pretend she isn't there, then it must be so. But Victoria always had her way as a child, and nothing has changed with age. She brings our faces together, even closer than before. Her lips move against mine as she whispers.
Don't you tire of this game?
We might as well just open our eyes. Otherwise, we keep them closed and she just keeps doing crazy stuff to us. Which, if you're into that, Camilla, by all means, I'm just saying. But maybe she might, again, I don't feel like she's evil. It's the same thing with Ren. Ren from 14 Days with You. I don't feel malice from Ren. I feel obsession. I feel guilt. I feel secrets. But I don't feel malice. And so I guess that's what makes me go towards him. And if you use, if you haven't watched My Stalker Marriage or something like that, I don't remember what it's called, but I'll put a picture of it up there. There I feel obsession, but also like mysterious. So I have not fully like built a understanding of who he is, but just playing like games like 14 Days with You and stuff, the reason why I be going and doing the things that I do and people be like, oh, you knew that something bad was going to happen, you're going to get a bad ending if this happened or something. And the thing is that no, because with Ren I don't feel malice. The same thing is with Victoria. Like, I don't think that she's out to hurt me in any way.
I shake my head so slightly I question whether she even saw movement. Her fingers pulsate in mine, tightening. Her other hand cradles my neck and slips down my jaw, the graze of her nails touching me in ways I've never been.
Sharing secrets is a frightening thing, I know. It leaves you exposed, vulnerable.
So maybe you should expose yourself first, Victoria.
But the relief once everything is out in the open, when you can be seen and loved for your truest self, there's nothing quite like it.
Amen. She's speaking facts. Hey, hold on. You listen. Victoria is speaking facts. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. She's speaking facts.
She rakes an unexpectedly sensitive spot at the base of my collarbone, and I tremble, gasp. Her tongue slips into my open mouth, and there's something plump on it. I sink my teeth in. Juice gushes, the taste sweet and foreign. A berry?
So, tell me why, as she was saying she bit it, like when she slipped into my mouth and she bit it, my first thought was that she bit her tongue. And I was like, why would you do that? She has red eyes, and I know she can't see them right now because she has her eyes closed, but she has red eyes. I'm telling you, she's giving vampire vibes for real.
The ripe, wet nectar drips between our tongues, and we share in the flavor. When her soft lips part from mine and I'm left ragged and breathless, I finally open my eyes.
Wow.
I do tire of the game. I tire of her beauty being a thing of song. I want to behold it firsthand.
So you got one little kiss, Camilla, and you broke. Stand up. My goodness. Anyways, look at how beautiful her eyes are. They're very beautiful. Oh my goodness. I told myself when I was a kid that I was going to date a guy with blue eyes. Didn't work out that way. Song, in fact, does not have blue eyes, and then I also found out that scientifically it's very rare to have blue eyes. My grandmother had hazel eyes, which my mom, she does not have hazel eyes. She has jet black eyes or brown eyes. But I've always wanted my grandmother's hazel eyes. But yeah, her eyes are very beautiful. I am so happy I get to see them.
She turns her head away, gazing into the object we clasp, the hand mirror she spoke of.
Okay.
The image reflected back stuns me. I see now that tales of her fairness were without embroidery. Angelic features sculpted from scripture, portrait of eminence. My own face I don't recognize. The woman I was to the world this past decade was blind, unremarkable. These eyes, shockingly clear flashes of emerald, are not me, are not mine. Despite my awe at Victoria's beauty, when I imagine my eyes in place of hers, I raise the standard. For years, I knew it to be inalterable truth that Victoria and I lived in different worlds, that I would never be anything but a pawn before the Queen. But now, I want to believe different, that in my image, she can find a beauty to complete her own.
That is so sweet. I'm staying quiet because, again, it's all voice acted, and plus it helps me relax when I don't have to constantly read and stuff. Not to mention, again, I'm still getting over the code, so I am trying to find easier games to play. Not like the games that I play are hard, but they require me to pay attention. Like with 14 Days with You, I have to pay attention because I have to find all the different endings and stuff. So when I'm doing that, I have to focus and make sure I'm not going down the same route, pay attention to different dialogue and stuff, especially when I'm skipping through it and stuff. And also make sure that you guys don't hear all kind of crazy sounds and stuff like that. And with other visual novel games, again, especially the ones, it's more the ones that have multiple endings. Those ones are difficult in a sense where you have to pay way more attention to find endings, especially if you've been here long enough and you saw the video I posted called Answer Me. It took me so long to find an ending. Well, it didn't take long. It took long because I overthought everything, and that's a problem of mine. That is not a problem of the creator. I just overthink everything. What if it's this? What if it's that? And it's no, it's just plain and simple. It's this. So this gives me a break from reading so much and stuff, but I feel funny with this situation. Something isn't right, and I can't pinpoint what it is. I'm still leaning towards vampires, so if I call it, answer the phone. And okay, back in the dark. Inside a crow's perch of a gallows tree branch twisting around Lady Victoria's bedroom window. While inside, she sang.
There was a boy who dreamed of being rich, and one day met a very wicked witch that promised him a castle and gold. Turned to a cat locked in her castle cell, gifted a collar with a golden bell, while the witch dined on the soul he sold.
Okay. The final note of the the lullaby. I will say lullaby so you guys know what it is, but Berceuse, I think that's how it was pronounced when I looked it up. Echoed through the cloudy air, a moments of rest before the screaming, and the fruitless struggle began. Crimson flashed the window, and a face with empty, bloody eye sockets trunked against the glass. Thunked, excuse me. I said trunked. I'm sorry. I got scared with the rubbing of the glass. It sounded like it was going to break. Thumped against the glass. While the startled crow took wing. Another's clock stopped in place by the hand of the Countess, but for her, time would tick on. She's a vampire! I knew it! Written, illustrated, and programmed by Grant Sable. Well, Camilla, Victoria, you guys did so good. Oh my God. I enjoyed this. I really did. I am so sorry that it took me so long to read this. It's just a simple fact that there's a whole bunch of stuff happening in the background. The game kept stopping and stuff. And that has nothing to do with the game. It is my computer. Sometimes it works for games. Sometimes it's just like, we're out of here. But thank you guys so much. 100 out of 10. Infinity out of 10. You guys did really good. The voice acting was a 10. The story was really good. Although I wanted to know more detail about what happened to Veronica, why she's keeping herself so far away from people. Not like you didn't explain it. I mean, we pretty much, like, her mother and father passed and she just kind of kicked everybody out and wanted to be by herself. Fair. The thing is that I just wanted more from it. I wanted more story, like dive deep into Veronica. Who is Veronica and why is she mouthing me in her bedroom with the smell of lilac? Anyways, I hope you had a fantastic time with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For those who just came here to try to like hear my voice, I do apologize. I try to show you guys these stories because they're actually really good. Like, as you can see, if you watched it all the way to the end, this was a really good story and I appreciate it. Peace and love. Stay safe out there, everybody. Beware of the witch. Bye-bye.